This is the Levels Network. I'm Justin Hall, joined by the Triple OG, Widemu Mason. OG, how was your weekend, brother?
It was good, actually. A lot of travelling. Myself and Big Wendell Saylor were out at Chinchilla. It's about, people don't know, it's in the South Dowlings, out near Dalby and where Carl Webb's from, Roma, all that sort of area.
Okay.
Raising money for the Chinchilla Bulldogs.
Nice.
So it was good. It was a good night. We just went out there. We were at the I think it's a workers club or sports club or something like that. Raised a bit of money and then straight to bed.
Did the community?
Nothing can happen in Chinchilla. They were trying to get me.
Who was, give us a, what were the locals like?
They were pretty rowdy.
Yeah.
It was pretty good, but it was a mix between the older guys, like, you know, the coaches and all that kind of stuff. There was a young table. You could see that they were going crazy, but they had to play the next day.
Oh,
they had to go to travel
good for
to
you.
St George. No, they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I said, you boys playing tomorrow? Yeah, who gives a fuck? I said, how long? 4-hour trip to St George.
Oh, what?
I said, I don't know how you do it, boys.
That's why when players come out of those rural country areas, the commitment that they have to play rugby league is the difference why a lot of those, just hard-nosed country guys, whether it's Queensland or New South Wales, they love the game.
Country Queensland's crazy, eh? Just those little towns like Dalby, like 6,000 people, 7,000 people. There's no real little towns like that in New South Wales, is there, out in country? There's big country towns like Dubbo and Orange. They're little cities.
Yeah.
Not these little towns. You drive through the city in about a minute.
Yeah, wow.
So it's it was great to go out there, raise some money out there. Yeah, but I checked the DMs the next one. Where are you? Come to this whatever some pub. I was
hitting you up on
watching the
Instagram and
Olympics
that?
by 10.
Oh yeah, it's been the Aussies going all right. They always start well on the pool, don't we? The Australians. And when I say we, my adopted country, because New Zealand, we do not factor
breakdancing.
Is breakdancing?
Breakdancing is in the Olympics.
Yeah, they've got it a little bit willy-nilly for me, the Olympics. So they've gone a little bit too.
Snoop Dogg's in it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And Pharrell.
Pharrell, I can understand.
Yeah, but they're not athletes.
Yeah, true.
They're
but
not athletes.
ambassadors.
They're ambassadors for fucking Adidas and shit.
You're trying to bring ice. Yeah, you're trying to bring ice to the Olympics.
Put Usain Bolt or something on there.
Yeah, true.
Put some Olympians. Like, I don't need to see
Dan Carter's there.
I don't need to see Snoop Dogg walk down the fucking thing with lighting the torch.
Do you see Dan Carter have?
He can light a blunt. He can light a blunt. That's about it. You fucking light some blunts. Yeah, everyone's sweet. Fucking right, bloody.
Do you reckon that was in the thought process of recruiting him? Like, hey, Olympic torch.
Snoop Dogg.
Funny?
I love Snoop Dogg. He could be anywhere, but I'm like, this is Olympic Games. This is for athletes.
What do you reckon it costs to get Snoop?
I know. He ain't doing it for nothing.
What do you reckon it costs?
Fucking millions. Fucking millions, mate. Because he's just worldwide. He's crossed over from a rapper. He's just like a fucking caricature, you know what I mean?
I wonder how hard it is to get Snoop to. Like, I
don't think he's that hard because he does ads everywhere in the world.
I can't imagine it'd be that hard.
In different languages and shit. Snoop don't give a fuck. He just does what he wants.
Was he doing the fucking, what's the delivery service that
everything.
Menulog?
Yeah, Menulog over here. He rapped a song.
Yeah.
So there I'm saying.
With Katy Perry and shit?
Yep.
He would have got fucking a monster for that.
Yeah, I think, Why wouldn't you, man?
Yeah, fucking oath.
He's Snoop. I don't know. It just doesn't look very like Olympic Games, like elite athlete. You know what I mean? Like,
seen Dan Carter there. He was with Pharrell.
Dan Carter's a gun butt.
DC's
and an athlete.
And the French proper froth the All Blacks.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Proper froth.
He's a fucking god there.
He's a god.
And he's Dan Carter.
Yeah. Do you remember from the time, like, remember all the French boys? I love when we go on tangents to start the show, but remember when all the Frenchies, like, know the haka and that?
Yeah, it's weird. They've got little Maori tats.
Yeah, some of them got
they've got tats. They've got like random islander tats, Samoan, Tongan, like Maori. I just love that sort of stuff. It's great.
Yeah, rugby union's huge over there. And huge. Even in the town that we were in, a couple of like
plus
small
Dan
little
Carter's
villages.
played there as well.
Yeah, he played in Perpignan. Yeah. And he did his Achilles there.
Yeah.
So he's a legend. He's a legend. Mate, I'm back. A couple of weeks ago, I was very frustrated, wasn't I?
About a month, you were done.
Yeah.
Not done, but like you were worried about it.
I was worried about it.
Calf.
Yeah. I wasn't done, but I was
thinking like you're one little strain away.
Yeah.
From like.
And it's the littlest of strains.
Yeah.
But I pumped out 10K on the harbour yesterday, mate. We had the Sydney Harbour 10K run, which is like a little mini warm-up for the Sydney Marathon. You do a little bit of the course too, which brought back a little bit of PTSD from last year when I was struggling. But you know what I was thinking about? And we think it's all about connection, mate. And I've been doing a lot of my runs with Louis Brown, and we go all the way back to 04.
I love Louis Brown.
Jersey Flegg. We started Jersey.
Shit, did you?
We started Jersey Flag in 04, that preseason.
Oh, Roosters,
for Roosters for the 05-06 season. And it's like you when you catch up with Ren and Braith
sure,
and that.
man.
Like, I know you guys have won the ultimate and
doesn't
share
matter,
that
man.
experience.
You come through
together.
the grades with people. It's fucking
It's
special.
the beauty of rugby league, right? Like those relationships that we have with people that are 20 plus. And like me and Louis don't have to hang out a whole heap outside of just getting together and
when
running.
you know
and
you got a
connecting.
friend.
But you've got those, same old stories. You tell the same old shit old stories. You talk about,
And they're still funny.
They're hilarious.
They're still funny.
Still
I'll laugh to
hilarious.
fucking every single day with those guys.
Yeah. No, it's so good to be doing this with him. A couple of the other boys that are doing it with us. Got a massive shout out. I want to give a big thank you to Youngie and the team from Sydney Marathon who hooked me up with the ticket last minute. I was very apprehensive.
Yeah.
But for those who have been following the journey and are keen to get together with a run for us in the Levels Run Club, I'm 3 weeks back running in a program where I've been doing 3 runs a week. So feeling really good. I also want to thank Benny Lucas from Flow Athletic Gym. This is why the last couple of weeks I've probably been decked out in this gear. I've been going straight from the podcast, going to his gym in Surrey Hills and doing a bit of a legs program, working on the base, working on the core, in particular, just doing some squats and that. It's a really underrated part of running. Making sure your base is sorted as well.
It's good. You're feeling good, man. How long we got? How long? 6 weeks?
It's the mid part of September, so I'd say 6 or 7, yeah.
Fuck, it's July.
Yeah.
August, September, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, 6 or 7 weeks.
Paper time.
And last one, and a really important one as well is Will and the team from Pace Athletics. Off the back of that video that we posted, had Will reach out from Pace Athletic. He goes, come in, let me have a look at your shoes that you've been running in. He gave me a whole heap of different shoes, different brands to try on, but I'm Asics. I'm always Asics, always been Asics, so I just feel comfortable in them. So he chucked me in the Gel Nimbus, and they have been outstanding. They've been really good. And then he decked me out with some runners. If you have any questions around preparation or equipment or supplements, just like we have with our partners at BSC. He's got everything in store. He's got a couple of stores all across Sydney, and Pace Athletic, your go-to for long-distance running. So give Will and the team a shout-out, and thank you to Will. While we're at the thank yous, let's continue with them, mate. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to us on YouTube and been leaving us comments. I say it every week. You are the heart and soul of Levels Network, and you keep us going. We've also had a spike in followers on Instagram. That continues to grow at a very steady rate. We're on track to get to 50K OG. And your gang, the TikTokers, plus 1,500.
It's happening.
From last week. They're noticing the OG. They know who the triple OG is.
Going through airports.
And they continue to support us, mate. So thank you.
They're a little bit like scared to approach me. That's what it is.
Yeah, you'd be very intimidating.
They just surround me in numbers about like fucking 10, 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
Can I get a photo? Yeah, sweet boys.
There's that's one thing that's underrated about you, where a lot of, I guess, I get like that around some footy plays still. Like I was, when I meet Greg Inglis, for instance, when we did that gig, he's got a presence about him.
Yeah.
You would definitely have that for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You would surprise a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, it does. When they break it down, I'm like, yeah, come here, mate,
Because there are some that are intimidating and then continue to be intimidating.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near that.
Yeah.
Whatever the polar opposite is.
Yeah. All right, look, recap of my tips from the weekend. I'm not going to go through
How'd you go?
accountability. I'm going through my tips, but I'm not going to go through the accountability because we are down responsibly with only $10 a bet. We are down on the year. So Warriors minus 12.5. Just missed that. I think, actually, did we get that? No, it was 10. It ended up being 10 because Api Carousel scored right at the death. No Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who was outstanding, but unfortunately did not score. Storm minus 17.5, got that by half a point, but Pappy didn't score. Oh, Pappy scored at the death. Yeah, I got him at the death as well. Broncos minus 9.5, no good. Your Bulldogs were too good, Mace. Walshy, though, $1.90. I got the Cowboys minus 3.5. I actually didn't have that bad of a week, actually. Drinkwater, no good. Sea Eagles and Tom Trbojevic, no good. Actually, plus 8.5. I should have looked at this better. I've actually had a pretty good week.
Do some work, man.
Dragons plus 10.5. Sloan 275. He didn't play, so that gets refunded for $10. Titans plus 4.5. They were really good in a good little comeback against the Dolphins. Keanu Kinney, he did everything but score. Raiders minus 4.5. They were pretty dominant. against South Sydney. So, yeah, I had a pretty good week,
right.
actually. But remember, those are all little $10 bets that I place every single week. So what are you really gambling with? And if you need free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. All right, here's one. Let's kick it off with our BSC Dog of the Weeks. And you can remember, Mace, these are found in Coles. And I got a little message here from one of our L1s from day one, UFAM, part of the fam, 6904. I tried the BSC drink at Coles. Best energy drink I've tasted. Thank you, lads. So shout out to UFAM, part of the fam, part of the Levels fam, part of the BSC fam, and a part of the you can find BSC cans at Coles fam.
They do taste better than other drinks.
They do.
I'm not going to name them, but like they're so sugary. There's no sugar in these fucking
So
things.
good.
Like,
So they are.
Some of those other things, man, you know you're drinking something wrong.
They're so good. And I tell you who was drinking them on the weekend, Mace? Connor Tracy was your dog of the week.
Tracy, man. Like, I was trying not to be, obviously I do some stuff with the pathways at the Bulldogs, and I try not to pick the Bulldogs because it seems like I'm just fucking, picking them out and being biased. I didn't pick one last year. Not one Bulldog got dog of the week.
Yeah, they didn't deserve it though.
No, I'm just saying. But now they're playing at a level.
You've been reluctant to pick them this year, haven't you?
Very reluctant as well. I'm like, okay, well, but when you do stuff like Connor Tracy just did on the weekend against a team like the Broncos, put a bit of context into this. You know what I mean? Like Connor Tracy, removed from Cronulla, no one really had that much of a rap on him. He's a good player. Is he a centre? Is he a fullback? All that kind of stuff. And like,
you were always high on him.
Yeah, I was high on him last year. I was like, he does a lot of shit that like people goes very underrated. He runs the ball back, gets all those meters, works hard in defence, organises a lot of line prep, which people don't see. Very good communicator.
I'm glad you brought that up because I got that a little bit later on with another player, another team.
And,
but explain why that's super important and for Ciro's system in particular.
Ciro's system, a lot of these middles are very young as well. Look at Josh Curran, Sam Hughes. Like you got Bailey Hayward in the middle, Kurt Mann. They're not OG vets in the middle.
Kurt Mann is, but he's
but like he's played 5'8" centre fullback.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean? So he's not an out and out middle. He just learns. He's a footballer.
That's true.
He's just a dog. Curran been around the back row, all that kind of stuff. Sam Hughes, a young kid, played 14, 15 games now. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know your way around. Reed Marnie does.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's very important for the fullback to be behind when you're running behind, when you're third man out, directing him where to go, especially when you're on the right side of the field, when it's a 6-4 split, all that kind of stuff. So it's very important for the fullback to communicate that to the guys because they trust the fullback like it's the coach.
Yep.
You're an extension of the coach. So he does that really well. All the great fullbacks do that. But his effort against Brisbane up there, where Brisbane had everything to play for.
40,000.
40,000 sold out up there, and they go up there. We've got everything to play for as well. We've got everything to lose.
True.
And we go up there with this team, no Critter, no Max King. They're two of our best players, one in the middle, one on the outside. No Fox.
You know
what I mean? Like
I knew there was one more missing too.
But Fox been out for 6 weeks. So you can make do, right?
Yep.
But Critter, massive loss. You just slot other people in. Carraz comes to centre, and like that's the next man up mentality that they've been building, and that's what Ciro's been building. Connor Tracy, 3 tries. You got 3 tries, 180 metres, 3
try assists.
3 try assists.
Multiple line breaks. Multiple line break assists.
He looked like that should be Reece Walsh's stat line.
Yeah.
He got a Reece Walsh stat line.
He did. He Reece
Walsh up at the Suncorp. And they had no answer, but the way that he was moving the ball, attacking the ball, he was outstanding. But there was other guys like fucking, what's her name? Fucking Sexton. What's his name? The winger.
Blake Wilson.
Gerard Skelton. Shit, he got over 300 metres. He's in the 300-metre club.
Yeah.
This is a guy, this is what I love him about his hard work, and this is what coaching does. This is what Ciro has done. This time last year, he was playing reserve grade, nowhere near first grade, right? At the start of last year. Defensive, like he's an athlete, right? He can hit hard, he can run hard. But IQ-wise, being a winger, always jamming in, like just say if you were doing left on rights and he was the left side winger, right side attack, they'd get about 4 tries out of every 6 because he didn't know the structure and when to come in and when to come out, all those little things. He's nailed that now.
That's so good.
You know what I mean? And that's persistence. That's what Gerald Skelton did, and that's coaching. And reps and reps and reps. And he just kept working at it, had a great team around him of coaches and everything. But it's mainly Ciro doing that to this guy.
That was going to be my next question. Is there someone, does Ciro take care of most of the defensive structures.
Yeah, mostly all the defensive structure,
okay.
pretty much. You know, like him and Chad Randall does a great job as well.
Yeah, I ran into Chad a couple of weeks ago.
Chad's a great guy.
Legend.
They've got a really good team there. But like Skelton, you know, they weren't even looking at him last year some games. You're like, fuck, because he had so much talent at training. But he's a first grader now.
Mate.
He's going to be pushing like...
All of those Bulldogs fans that follow us and that are on forum pages and that were screaming, messaging me all the time, ask Mace about Skelton.
But this is why I'm telling you why he didn't get picked.
Yeah, but we couldn't say anything.
Yeah, because I knew why he wasn't getting picked because you've got to train to a level that it's not too far from the game, right? You got to go at match level. And he was just not up to scratch, but it comes with time. He's never played league before. It's time, maturation time. You got to get him ready. And now he's ready.
Is he related to Willie Skelton?
Yes,
yeah, he would be. Yeah. Right, and
he's a big boy. He's lost some weight. He's really trimmed down. He looks like a rugby league player now. You know, and I love that. Back to Connor Tracy, absolute fucking dog effort, mate. So well done to the whole team. The way they played, we'll break the game down. Fucking hell, mate. You play like that against any side, you're gonna get some joy.
There's some frustrations out of me for watching that game for not selecting the Bulldogs, which we'll get to a little bit later.
But I can understand why.
Yeah.
But anyway, well done, Connor Tracy, on my BSC Dog of the Week.
Connor Tracy is a product of the development and soul scouting of the coaching of Cam Ciraldo. Yeah. He come from the best system and helped implement this guy into his best system. And
it's not a fluke.
I was trying to, he's one of those guys where you try to do everything you can not to put a guy like Nathan Cleary as your Dog of the Week because you want to get a guy with perseverance or maybe a name that people haven't heard of or are not noticing. But when he does this, mate,
that's ridiculous.
You have to put him in. BSC Dog of the Week, Nathan Cleary, 11 carries for 119 metres, 3 tries, 2 try assists, and 7 from 8. And he should be filthy on himself for missing that goal too.
Yeah, he should be.
He's better than that.
Should be dropped.
26 points. I think he was going for 18 or 19 straight.
Yes.
Matty Russell said in commentary as well.
Yeah.
I was watching Piercy and Toddy on their podcast talk about Nath. Is there anything, or if there was one thing that you could put into Nathan Cleary to make him better?
Yeah, I watched that as well.
What would it be? I didn't look at. I didn't see their answer.
It's not Moses' kicking game.
Was it Moses' kicking game?
That's what Pearson they said. Like maybe the 5 metres that he needs to kick. Like I said, I don't know. He kicks far enough. He can put it 50 or 60. Yeah. He can kick. He's accurate as anyone.
Yeah.
I'm not changing his kicking game. I'm not swapping him and Moses' kick game because I reckon his short kicking game is better. His long kicking game is just as effective.
Yeah. So what would you pick? I would have a Moses attribute, but it wouldn't be his
maybe a little bit faster. That's it. Bit of speed.
Moses like 20 to 40. That's the only thing he's missing.
That's it.
Like he's got good short area quickness.
But his short running game's probably up there with Moses. Just his, Moses has skinned some players, man.
Well, the reason I think is we love his short areas because he's so strong and built, strong. Got that really good call. He breaks through tackles.
Yeah.
But in terms of turning a half break into a try through the middle, which he did on the weekend,
well, he did with a
suspect.
Did in the grand final as well.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking got it.
But there's just a slight difference between him and Moses' top end speed, right? And that's because he's a little bit heavier.
Moses. Did he run 33 kilometres?
He is so fast,
That's fucking lightning.
That's probably the only thing that you could add to his game, right? Defensively, the best.
Not really
body,
not really adding that much. Just
size,
a little bit, just that pace.
You don't want to make him too much taller as well because I like my players in this modern day to be a little bit nuggetier.
Not really changing.
Footy IQ. I got a little part of his game that I thought makes them even more dangerous, which we'll get to in the breakdown of the game. That didn't come natural to him when he first started, but.
Maybe I don't know. At the start of his career, right,
he's an immortal for me already.
He's up. Let him get through his career.
If he retires tomorrow,
he's not an immortal. He's not better than Lockie or Cooper Cronk's stats or anything like that.
But
give him 5 more years. Give him 5 more years. He's going to go there.
But this is the part you'll agree. You can't say stats because we won't put Cooper in.
I'm just saying I need to see more. 5 more years, man. He's 25. Fuck's sake. Give him time, mate. Don't put some fucking pressure on him, mate.
I don't think this. He's not feeling the pressure at all.
Bro, if Darren Lockyer is not an immortal, you think he's a better footballer than Darren Lockyer?
No, but I think Darren Lockyer is an immortal.
Yeah, but he's not yet, is he? That's what
I'm saying, like, I'm not inducting him today. I'm
trying to induct him today.
No, I'm saying he will be inducted in 10 years without...
I think so. If he fucking keeps going on this trajectory, the fucking stats are going to be crazy and just his playing ability, right?
Yeah. And what happened with that too? Is that done? What happened? Like, they talked about...
Fucks me.
Inducting an immortal, and then that just went away a couple of weeks ago. Was it Lockyer? Was it Cam Smith?
Alan Langer should be fucking in there.
I think it might be Nathan. I think it might be Nathan. They're waiting for it.
I think if they're going to wait till Nathan retire, that's what you've done. That's what you've done to him.
I've started
you fucked it up.
I'm chucking Nathan there.
I would, at the start, I was critical on his running game and him attacking the line because he was young. I forget how he was fucking 18 or 19.
In his early part of his career. Nathan.
And I'm like, the maturation that he's gone through, right? And I'm just like, fuck, he's complete. There's not much else.
Yeah.
What would you run? Would you run a fucking put 10 meters on his 100? You know what I mean? Like his footwork, like he's got that. That's timing, mate. I don't want him to step around like fucking two of us shit. No,
yeah, too. Yeah,
he's great at angles, squaring up, all that kind of stuff. Like, don't worry about it. He's only going to get better.
Only going to get better, and he was the best.
It's disgusting what he did yesterday. When he went out the back and he squared up and he hit the fucking dog of all dogs, Liam Martin. Oh yeah. Fucking Liam Martin just going. Yes.
What about that?
Just run that beautiful line. He gets over, dummy, squares up, he comes in.
It's beauty to watch. Jaden Campbell did a little bit later with
like,
Brian Kelly, but they had one man down too for the Dolphins.
Flano just turning in. Like that's kiddies for him.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. All right,
what do you do? Sorry, but what do you do? And that will break that down. What do you do when you don't trust your middle there? You got your foreman there who he skins. So if Flano turns in or out, he's going to go through either way.
What's the beauty of what this?
That's what I'm saying. Like it's fucking pick your poison.
Yeah.
And he probably did the right thing because the worst thing, if he had to let fucking Cleary slide through on his inside shoulder,
non-negotiable.
No. You got to come in, mate.
No,
and the next guy needs to come in. That's how defenses work.
Yeah. All right, let's get to a reply from last week. And I don't think we really talked in depth about it too much, but this is coming from Julius Conrad, who is Lukey Stowe's burner account, and he is a Gutho loyalist speech. And this is a Gutho loyalist speech. So hear me out. This goes for a while.
All right, let's go.
Clint has been our king and led our Warriors in battle for so long. Do we turn on our own so quickly? Even if people want to point fingers at individual players to try and scapegoat the disorganised mess of 2024, Gutho would be the last bloke you'd pick. Sure, his form has dipped from last year, even where his influence would regularly overpower teams and be the deciding factor in games when he scored 15 tries compared to 12 in the epic 2022 season and only two in 2024. The effort and clean-up work he puts in for Para and experience he has at fullback has been one of the few honourable deeds. I like that part of it.
He loves it.
Honourable deeds of the Eels in 2024. When you speak about moving Blaze to fullback and shifting Gutho out of the way, I say be careful what you wish for. I think Blaze can come out and have a killer season, just like a Walsh sort of player, but Talangi is still in his first NRL season and has a long way to go before he gets there. If Riles can install some sense of damn order into the ranks, young Talangi could learn a lot in a season at centre, learning from Gutho. I personally think Guth has been playing most of the year injured on both sides of the time he missed with that injury, which accounts for a dip in form. But what a man. Such a heroic actions speak for themselves and what Gutho brings to the blue and gold. There have been moments this year where we have waved a white flag, totally agree with this part, and been cut apart like leaves through the middle and could learn a lot from Gutherson's unyielding spirit. So unless our King's body is failing him and Blaze is forced in, or Riles has supposedly offered Blaze the number one jersey to keep him at Para, I say we rally around our King and hope the team can lift for him. That's a big shout out for Gutho on his 200th.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
That's worthy of
well said.
It was worthy of a King spirit.
Fucking hell.
Couple of good points in there. I love the point about there have been moments in games where for sure players have waved the white flag in this team this year and he hasn't.
He never does. He's not in his DNA. He's their captain. He's their leader, right? He's been busted. People don't understand how Gutho's body is, mate. He's been absolutely fucked.
But that's probably not going to get any better, right?
It's not going to get any better. He just needs a break. You know what I mean? And just hope the guy would get through the preseason, and it's like, like you can get through a season. It's just like if you get kept. I'm not sure what his injuries are, but I know the fact that he doesn't get through 4 weeks.
He's got this lingering knee injury that he had.
He's only 29 years old.
Remember you seeing him at the start of the year, slapping his knee in the Penrith game, trying to look like he had dislocated at one point.
100%. I'm not putting Blaze Talangi at fullback. I think it's too early for him. I think he needs to play.
Okay, so you like that part of it?
I think he plays centre and wing for a couple of years until Gutho holds fort. And trust Gutho that he can get a job done. People are acting like he's 35 years old. He's still got a lot more footy left in him. He just needs to get his body right. He's been playing busted. I mean, like they need to like really reassess this shit in the off season. This is what the coaches are for. This is what the S&C, all that kind of stuff. See how much more we can get out of Gutho. How many more years has he got? 1 or 2?
Yes, next year is his last year.
You know, we'll see how he goes. He's 31 years old. See how he's holding up. Things happen different in a contract year.
It can,
right? He's like, okay, do I really want to play on, right?
A lot can happen in like 6 months too, where
100% he can get his body right. That's what can happen.
You know what's a prime example? Remember a couple of years ago when we were talking about this with the rise of Dylan Edwards. This was 2 or 3 years ago. There was questions about Dylan Edwards.
Well, they put Critter at fullback, remember? They were trying to go, is he our man? Is he our man? Like they didn't know. And then, you know, and I think the positional play, Gutho, I think he's a top 3 player.
Oh, yeah,
top 3 fullback.
Gutho's about to turn 30.
Yeah, so he's 31 next year.
His birthday's the day after mine. No, 2 days after mine.
So, what was I going to say? Gutho's leadership, his positional play is probably, he's a top 3 halfback and all those things. His positional play.
Fullback, sorry.
Yeah, fullback. Yep. Fullbacks, yeah. He's up there. His communication, all that kind of stuff, his leadership, he's up there. Like he just needs to get his body right.
I would say effort areas is the best way, right?
Everything like that.
Yeah.
Everything that you can't coach.
Correct.
Everything that you can't coach, all those intangibles, he fucking nails them.
Gutho's top 3.
He's not as fast as Pappenhausen and all those other blokes. He never was.
No.
He never was. He's just a football player, right? His positional play, the angles and everything like that, his communication is fucking second to none. Cannot fault that. His dedication to Parramatta, can't fault that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's always putting his hand up to fucking play when he's busted. His body's fucked because of that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the other end of the fucking game, right? They don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? The clubs don't care.
They don't get the luxury. They're not like Penrith, where they can rest Dylan Edwards and have a Dane Laurie come in and play and still
clubs
win.
Don't care about like when Gutho's body's fucked. He's fucked because he keeps training and playing because he loves the club, right? He just needs a little bit of time for his body to heal, mentally, physically, and then come back next year. He's got a contract year. Understand that. If he wants to keep playing, he's going to have a fucking another cracker year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to back Gutho to do that.
Yeah.
Me personally.
I think he'll be sweet to find another club if it's not Parra, but I really think it gets tough for him unless he has a big year.
We'll just see how that body is, mate.
Yeah.
Your best ability is availability. You always say that. 100%. And if he's not available and if he can't train, like most of these clubs, if you don't train D2, like 2 days before, you don't play, you're not available. You know, like,
you know what? It's funny. I was messaging Kiri the other day. I was inviting him to a golf day. We're going to go play last week, and he brought up the D2, D3 as well.
You don't, if you're not available for that, you don't play.
Yeah.
And a lot of coaches are like that. And, you know, Gutho's probably like dancing with the devil there, just like, fuck, if I bust out in this session, I could do a hamstring. I could do something else, do you know what I mean? So I think that's a conversation he needs to have with Rolsey, with his body. And, you know, not everyone plays till they're 35, 36, like Cam Smith and all those guys, mate. 32's old.
Yeah, that's
your body's old.
Yeah, it is.
He's been around for a minute. 2014 when he debuted.
13.
13?
Yeah.
But he didn't hit the scene hard until 16 when he went to Parra.
Correct.
So he's been non-stop 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's fucking a lot of football. 80 minutes every game, non-stop, 12 to 15K a game.
They've surprisingly got, you know how when him and Moses were missing some time at the start of the year, everyone like assumed that they had a really bad record with Moses, which wasn't that great. But Gutho, they'd only won like 1 out of the last 8 or 9 games without Gutho.
Gutho's the key to that team. He needs to be playing. So it's up to Parramatta to get his body right. And it's up to Gutho whether he wants. We don't know that. He might be thinking, "Fuck, I got 1 more year in me. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'll try something else."
Yeah,
I don't know. Does he want to go to England? Does he want to go just?
He doesn't strike me as a Super League guy, Gutho.
Maybe Catalans. Maybe the Catalans. I'll make a few phone calls for you.
Well, he refused to move to Parramatta, let alone Catalans.
That's right.
Stays in Manly.
He's still in Manly
his whole time. He won't move out of Colliery.
Fair enough, but
yeah, good spot. This one's for the Warriors. I got one.
Love
for
you,
the
Parra.
Love your Parramatta area.
Yeah.
This one is from Nibs Skewen, and this is a serious question, dogs, but this is not for us. This is for the Wars fans. So, after all the hype around the Warriors match day experience, with my lad, him and I have booked flights over from Sydney to watch the Bulldogs game. First, the Warriors.
Oh, we should go to that.
Where do we find the best levels friendly coldies before and after the game? See you in the South Stand Wars. See you in the South Stand Wars. And then it's emoji, kiss, kiss. So there's a lot of love
He's
between.
probably staying in Star City or something, right? Where to have a beer? Was that it?
Yeah, that's the question. Do you know the the reason I'm asking the Wars fans? So he wants to go somewhere with a bit of a rugby league community. He's a Dogs fan, but he's got a lot of love for the Wars and a lot of respect for what they're doing over there. And it's pretty cool because of what the Warriors have done and because of the form of the Bulldogs. He's making his way over to go watch to New Zealand to purely watch a game, Dogs versus Warriors.
That's
And
massive.
I think that's
I would,
great representation of both what the Wars have done with their game day experience and the form of the Bulldogs.
That's massive. I'd be getting onto one of the Bulldogs forums. There's always a crew that know where they're going over there.
Mate, they had shitloads. There was a question in here. And,
fucking love it, eh? The boys are finally starting to get
have you seen... I screenshotted it. Did you see... I seen this on... I'm glad you reminded me. I seen this yesterday on Facebook and it was the Bulldogs page. Where is it? Here, watch this. Have you seen this? Wait till we get to this.
He's a fucking... That's what it is. Look at it.
That's
the fucking best.
Does that sum up? Oh, Lukey, I don't know if I can send this to you so you can save it, but I'll give it to you later on.
The fucking dog collar.
He's doing the fucking
bulldog head.
Bulldog head. It was fucking hilarious.
Holy shit.
But they're traveling, mate. Someone wrote in the comments something around. Apologies if I get this slightly wrong, but basically there was a good 50-50 split, it felt like, with Bulldogs fans at the Suncorp Stadium because...
Wait to this week when they're playing at Belmore, at Canberra at Belmore.
Yuck.
Sold out 2 weeks ago.
Yuck. That's yuck for the Canberra Raiders. And they
awful.
look good too.
Canberra look good. I don't think they get phased by little games like that.
So Wise fans, help us out in the comments, please. Let us know where Nibs can take him and his young fella who really want to get the full experience of being what it's like to be there for the Wars game. And like I said, it's a credit to what you're doing over there for one of the Bulldogs fans to be reaching out. And it's all love too. It's a lot of respect there. And there'll be a lot of animosity in that game.
Oh, yeah, it always is.
Going back to that was the game that a lot of Wars fans obviously pinpoint being the...
Lost in the season.
Lost in the season.
There's still a chance, mathematical chance, Warriors.
Mathematically, yes. No,
they won't.
not for me. All right, this one I got on YouTube, and it's basically for you, OG. Yeah. Hey lads, was interested about the chat with the New South Wales new team song. Who has the worst team song in the NRL, or out of all the teams you played for? I've got one. Who has had the worst team song? Can you remember any team songs that you had where you're like, we had a really good one at Manly. Manly was good.
Manly was good. Newcastle was good.
Yep.
The Roosters was good. Bulldogs was good.
Yeah, you had some good ones.
Frenchie won. I don't know what that was. That sounded all right. Everyone was getting into it.
Yeah. Oh, la, 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 la.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's all I sang.
Yeah, same.
Melbourne's...
Queensland,
he goes,
North
Melbourne's...
Queensland was... I don't remember it, but I think they got a new one.
Yeah. And he goes, the Melbourne Storm have a stink song, I reckon. So have you seen... and this is from... I forgot his name. He goes, mean potty boys, and he also goes, hey, Triple OG, fuck Queensland. By the way, the best team song that I ever had was at Wakey. David Fafita made up this song.
Yeah.
Not the David Fafita playing for the Gold Coast Titans, Andrew Fafita's twin brother. Fuck, it was so good.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was like the New South Wales song where we would repeat what he would say after it.
It's always good when someone leads it.
Yeah.
And everyone's in on it.
Yes, everyone knows it. Yeah.
You don't have Jakey Trebojevic not singing.
Yeah, they're forcing Jakey to sing it reluctantly. It ain't in his nature.
Oh, fuck.
All right. I'd say there weren't any really bad ones. I remember, funny story actually. We had, everyone probably knows this song. I think a lot of teams use it, that running down that sideline with, that one. So we had that for couple of years. I think Parramatta might have started that with the OGs like Dean Page, Jimmy Dimmick and all that. I think they might have even brought that from the Bulldogs or whatever. So that was a Parramatta song for ages.
Yeah.
We sang that after our first win when Steve Kearney arrived. We beat the Warriors in 2011, the year they went to the grand final. Our first game with Stephen Kearney, we sang that song. Steve Kearney goes, nah, that ain't our song. We had to change our song.
Changed it?
We changed it, yeah. We worked on a new song.
Oh, God.
There was a whole heap of swearing and
yeah, no swearing in songs now.
like he was worried about all the sponsors and all that, and
It's a thing.
yeah.
They get in there and love it.
So we changed it. But
What are they doing? They're all spraying water and that now, eh?
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was fucking cracking beers and shit, eh? I used to love that when you fucking winning, mate.
Yeah.
The beers would be flying, champagne bottles. Oh.
I think with Melbourne have got a really similar thing to the Steve Kearney story. Like Melbourne is very watered down because they sing it proper after every game, and it's like a very AFL sort of thing. You know, they all get
they'll
around and
sit around, yeah.
you know, embrace and sing it with sponsors. So
I've never really heard it. Is it weird?
well, you know why I probably agree with him. It's not memorable to me because I don't think I've watched it maybe multiple times and I can't remember any of it.
They've never TV.
I've seen it on their social media and I can't remember any of the lyrics. So it's not memorable.
It's not like they don't win.
And they win all the time.
They win fucking 70% of their games.
I see it multiple times a year and I don't know any of the lyrics.
That's bad.
But also, I'm not singing it.
It works. They're not changing that song. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Belly probably wrote it.
He probably did. He would
Chris
have been
Anderson.
He probably would have been a part of the
He was in there.
start of it for sure. This one's from
credits.
Adnan Rad, and this is a bit of a shout out to you, AG. I love telling these stories where you might not even be aware of this, but he definitely remembers it. Love the podcast, guys. I remember playing under 10s, and it was my first time playing rugby league in the year 2000, and I was terrified to run the ball, and I towered most kids. He towered. I say he had ended up having he was struggling to run the ball. Sorry, I've gone to edit it and stuffed it up myself. But he was struggling to run the ball until Willie pulled me aside at halftime and gave me a bit of a pep talk and installed belief in me. I went on to score a try in that game. And by the way, OG was actually there supporting the opposite team. They're nice to hear, aren't they?
Yeah, God.
Adnan, so you must have been at a Bulldogs game or something in the early part of your career. Is that
Jeez,
Afro Willie?
that's real. That's young, 19-year-old kid.
2000 was your first year?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's a shout out from Adnan, who was 10
Thank you, Adnan.
All right, let's get into it. The Warriors kicked it off against the Tigers, 28-18.
It was expected, right? I said upset, but I'm like, that's if the Warriors played dog shit. They were on straight away.
Yeah, for sure. Still a little bit nervous.
I was still a little nervous because I know they've done that before, 14-0, and then they come back, and the game was on a tilt till Fanua Blake scored.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a beast, Fanua Blake.
His dog.
Mate, he had 170 metres in 30 minutes.
Yeah, he was.
Don't say much about defence, but
yeah, it's a great indication of where the Tigers are struggling through the middle, and when the Warriors have been good, this is where they
struggle just with contact, right? Fanua Blake runs. It's not like he made that one clean line break, but like most of them were just straight through the teeth of the defence in your middle four, just like bang, post-contact meters, you know what I mean? Just easy meters, man. It was just, that's what sucks. When you get a guy like that just running rough shot through your pack, there's nothing else that's going to happen that good.
It makes it very hard to stop.
Very hard, mate. When you get a guy like that and he's a confidence player as well, and he's just...
I seen Rennie talking about it actually the other week. He's talking
222 metres.
He's talking about their marker defence, and I watched it on the weekend. Detail the evidence around this, just spacing their marker, just little things. And again, it goes back to what we spoke about last week, right? With Benji getting a defensive-minded coach involved.
Just get someone from Melbourne or someone from Penrith who's been in that system. Because their marker detail is off its head.
Yeah.
Like I watch their detail as well. It's
well,
people going the wrong way. There's not enough distance. There's not enough communication.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what happens, mate. That's
you know what? You're right. I'll bring up a point that I had with regards to Cam Munster playing on the weekend that I talked about on radio yesterday that I think you'll agree with, which summarises what makes Melbourne so consistent. But going back to... Even when they scored those first couple of tries, there was some nerves, and I reckon there was some nerves around Chanel Harris-Tavita.
Yeah, I love the crowd.
And then him having a smile on his face. I think that was more maybe a bit of a nervous smile, like man, if this doesn't go over,
Or if he shanks it and just was
if I fucking shank this. But it was so good to see him kick that goal, them go on and win. Because the Warriors, similar to Broncos, really good season last year, dropped off. Very similar to the Cowboys and the Eels the year before.
Man.
There's always teams that drop out. There's always teams that surprise you. It's a very tough competition we're playing.
Would we have thought?
Played
we have thought at the start of the year, like round 22, Warriors, Broncos, South, and Parramatta aren't in the 8?
You'd think 2 of them would have been in there, right?
Fucking 3.
2 out of 4, even 3.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's fucking crazy how you can fall off like that. I don't know who's the biggest disappointment out of those 4 clubs.
Broncos.
Yeah, it has to be them.
Yeah.
Broncos.
A lot of people had Broncos
the
winning the
Warriors,
comp.
then South, and then Para.
A lot of people had Broncos going one better.
Yeah, and they don't realise the trauma that's caused. And you lost fucking Herbie Farmworth, bro. And Flegler and Palacia and Capewell. They were in your 17 all last year,
Yep.
and 2 were starters, and one was playing for Australia and Queensland.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
3 were starters. Capewell.
And the other one was the best centre in the game. Capewell's a fuck, he was a gun. He used to do his thing out there, like fucking big losses.
Yeah.
Piakura can't put more than 6 games together.
Yeah, he struggled to stay
Even
fit
though
this
he's a gun, but like Capewell's he'll give you he's available.
That's true.
He's available all the time.
That's
He'll
true.
work his ass off.
Even as he gets older.
And then coincides with people just having down years.
Webster gave us some good information in the presser after this game, and it's around Roger and why Roger hasn't played fullback. You talked about comms. I think that's a big part of why Roger has struggled to struggled. It's a reason why he's picked Chance, I believe, at fullback over Roger. Just adapting to the game. He always said Roger was 12 months away. And the plan was always to play him in centres. And I think a big part of it, just from an outsider looking in, Roger has always struck me as the sort of guy, very similar to like the Teddy. You got to have him at fullback because he provides so much, like just energy on ball,
and attack both sides,
and just continually like at you. And that's what they provide. So they're so good at one thing that maybe the way that Webster was talking is that he probably not the best at communicating.
Yeah, right.
But he makes up with it on the back end with his physicality, he's just pure.
So he did to Charlie Staines.
The couple of those tries that he saved, it's just that's what he's alluding to. Like maybe he's a part of the process and the problem that leads to those half breaks and those mistakes, but he's always been willing to make up through it through sheer perseverance and talent. But if he can sort of, because you know what some Island guys are like. Some, Pacific Islander players, they're very humble. It's not natural for them to be screaming at players and sending them. And, it's a part of the game that they have always struggled with. And that goes back to the culture of Pacific Islanders. We're very respectful and very humble, right? So, sometimes you get like the Aussie fullback, like a Guther, like a Dylan Edwards.
Like a
Snake. There you go.
Jesus
Brett
Christ.
Stewart was the prime example.
He'd rip shreds off you.
Yes. And he did.
And I love it.
Yeah, and we love it, right? We appreciate it because it gets you in the best position. He sort of was alluding to that in the presser,
right?
And he's like, and it's by no means is it Webster having a crack at him. He's like, he was giving him praise and going, he can make up with it because he makes up on some of the deficiencies with just pure talent. Athleticism and want and desire.
Yeah.
And those are desire
coach.
You can't coach that, right? So I think that just gives Warriors fans who are desperate for Roger to be playing fullback a reason why he's probably been patient with him. And it could still be in the future for Roger, but when he's fully fit, I think he really does like Chance in that fullback role.
Fair enough. I think it's something that he's actually developed in his game is the communication. First of all, like when he was at the Roosters, you didn't have to. He was wing.
Yeah, wing, fullback.
For about 4 or 5 years.
Minnie would have been
fullback. Minnie was a grouse communicator. He had Skidsy there. He had a great team, Jenko and all those blokes around him. Well. He was a young baby, man.
Yeah.
He just saw tries, make line breaks, and he was just like that real humble kid. Yep. He's had to really work on that in his game. It's just communication.
And going
and how you talk and how you say it.
Yeah, even the comms with the plays and shit is just a little bit different going to Union and coming
totally
back.
Different.
So that was always going to take a little bit of time too, right?
Yep.
I've got one for you, and this is on a question. I was watching the game with regards to Galvin, who love watching, always on the ball, and it was how Benji coaches Galvin, right? And I was thinking about, does Benji coach Galvin the way Benji would have liked to be coached in 05, which they had the ultimate success. They win a competition. It's carefree, play what you see. Don't be afraid to pull the trigger. Or at the back end of Benji's career, where he became a very good game manager, understood his game a little bit more, understood his limitations, understood what was important for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. You remember Benji's last game was he was coming off the bench in a grand final against in a completely different style of team that South Sydney had without Latrell Mitchell, but he had Cody Walker and Adam Reynolds, and he was more that veteran presence.
That game.
He was on the bench that game, remember?
Fuck yeah.
But like those last 2 years, he was just so reliable and completely changed his game. So like as a coach now, does Benji want to out-coach that flair and flamboyance that Benji would have had in 05?
I don't think so.
Or is it a mix? Is he trying to find the perfect mix of how Galvin can play? Because
first of all, Galvin is nowhere near Benji attack-wise, right? Back then.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying, but like I think he's just trying to look at what he's really good at, his deficiencies, and what he's really, and just keep working on it. Go, kid, go. But just understand there's repercussions to you. If you want to do those flick passes and all these flamboyant plays, you lose the ball. It's different like it was in 2005. It wasn't as like bang, 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 field position, lose everything, and then another team just scores straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like it's like, because back then, you know, you could kick it out. There was time off. You could really assess things. Like if you're under the pump, get the ball back, kick it out, minute off.
Yeah, you could slow the game.
You slow the game down
to bring the momentum back if you lose it.
So momentum is very hard to get now. So when you're getting it and you lose it, fucking who knows when you're going to get it back. And when you're in a team like the Tigers are now, it's fucking hard for him to pull the trigger on a flamboyant play or something like that, you know. So he's probably like, it'd be hard to coach him, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Galvin is a flashy player like Benji. He's got it in him, but he don't have a mad flamboyant. Don't have a mad stepping through half a fucking team, flick pass and all that kind of stuff, chip chase, you know, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like I want to get all the best out of Galvin if I'm Benji. What's he good at? Good runner. Decent defender, you know what I mean? Like good game manager. Like he's not like the fucking Benji Marshall or any of those younger kids.
Well, see that I don't think he's got any game management about him at the moment.
Like, you don't think so?
He's playing on ball. He doesn't have the flick pass and the step and the speed of Benji, but he wants to play and he wants to set his teammates up. That was sort of my point with
I get it. Yeah,
and Benji wants to give him that license to play what he sees, but he needs to pull it back ever so slightly, and it's part of development.
Like taking short sides and that?
Yes.
Like I saw that a few times. I'm like, it's not the right play.
Or the hardest part would be they're behind a lot and still having that patience to go kick to a corner, rely on your defense that way, rather than trying to score and win back the score.
And like, and just say in the predicament that they're in now, Tigers, like, can you back your defense?
Yeah.
You can't.
Probably not.
No.
So that'll be frustrating.
Yeah, so that's frustrating for Galvin and Benji.
Yeah.
Because like they don't trust their defense at all.
Yeah.
You wouldn't trust your on-the-line defense more than 2 sets.
No.
So when you're in good field position, if you can pull the trigger, he's fucking going for it.
For sure.
And that's the hardest part. That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
And then if you want to bring him back and tell him how to game manage, you probably have to a little bit because he needs to learn that really quick. Yep. Is it the right, you know, if you see a short side and you go down the side, try and throw that magical ball, it gets hit down or, you know, someone knocks it on. Is that the right play, or is the play is to open the field back up, get back into the middle and then have a shot and then get to the kick and then rely on your defense? Like that's the proper that's the Cooper Cronk way.
Yep.
Right?
That's the
Cooper Cronk way. You can do that, play the fucking numbers, the analytics and shit.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to do.
We've all had success that way, haven't we?
Yeah. When he sees it, go for it.
Yeah,
I think so. If he sees a long 4, there's a 6-4 split, even like a fullback's on the other side, and he's there, I want you to go, mate.
Yeah.
Unless they've got a big, massive play, and if it's on the left side or wherever he is, I'd like to see if he pulled the trigger on those plays.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else where it's just like some of the things that he's trying really hard because of the positions that they're in on the game.
Yeah.
They're always behind.
Scoreboard pressure.
They're always behind. Scoreboard pressure.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the best player, but he's 18.
is like, so the hardest part would be too, because they can like, and I don't think he was all that bad on the weekend too. I thought he played.
They were in that game.
They were. I would have
50,
said
60 minutes, they were good.
they completed it pretty good from memory. I think they completed really well to start the game, despite being down and having scoreboard pressure.
Yep.
But they were always going to lose 28-16 to the Tigers. Where my example is when they played at Campbelltown Stadium, where he blitzed it. All right, scored a try, maybe set up a couple straight after half time. They win 48-24 to the Raiders, and I think that's the only way they can beat teams, and that's the hardest part. Where they very first set, they shifted on the third tackle and scored on the first set. He scores on the first set of the second half. Like that's the mentality I'm talking about. Where it'd be very hard for them to just balance that at the moment.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
And not
balance
get frustrated.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different era of football, right? Where Benji didn't even get told to pull up. Fucking go, son.
Yep.
And now you can't. You can't have that that wild young kid out there just doing all that sort of shit. You know, like Sua Farlongo is probably the closest thing to a Benji hitting the scene. Just fucking coming on, bang, 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 bang. And if he was starting in the halves or something, that would be like Benji.
Yeah, there's more fullbacks that have got Benji traits, say.
Yeah.
Because they're a big hop, skip,
because they love all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and Benji could have played fullback.
Yeah.
He said his skill set was just too high.
Here's one, and we were talking about this. I was talking about this the other day. I reckon more kids are growing up wanting to play fullback than halves. Like back in the day when we were younger.
Tackle.
Yeah. We can't get well, you don't have to defend
as much. Tackle.
And they're on ball all the time.
Yeah. It looks like the funnest position out there.
7 and 6s. Some have really good systems where they're on ball and the 5'8" plays a traditional 6, but for the most part they sit on one side. And all the best athletes, they want to have the ball every side.
And then what?
Sides.
You get big back rows running at your inside shoulder all day. Yeah. And that's what happens. When you get older and older and older and you get to 16, 17, 18, people start falling into structures like NRL structures and you're getting spotted up.
Yep.
So if you're like a talented like a Keanu Kinney and all these young kids, what they're playing fullback.
Yeah. If Benji's coming through now, I reckon Benji's playing fullback.
Yep. Because he'd be a gun fullback. Because he's got a fucking brain like a halfback, throws a ball both ways, left to right, right to left, both feet.
You're right. Yeah, he's more of a Kinney Farlongo, isn't he?
You don't have to tackle.
And you don't have to tackle. That's grouse. The Storm 32 defeat the Eels 14. Is Jerome Hughes our Dally M? Are you willing to declare that this far out?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Best player in the best team.
Yeah. And
there's no real like Ponga's coming out of nowhere.
Well, because
no Nico.
Cam and Harry have missed a whole bunch of games who normally would be taking a number of points. Like I've been going, I do the points every week for the RLPA.
He's going to get it. He's going to get it.
Yeah, I do the points for the RLPA vote that we do. And like there were weeks where I gave like Grant Anderson points, like fucking Jack Howarth points.
Like, he's so good.
Grant Anderson is fucking improving.
Not Grant, fucking Jerome.
Jerome. Oh,
Jerome Hughes. But both those guys, fuck.
They're
your household name soon.
Yeah.
Beautiful hair on them.
And I wrote this down. I think Cam Munster and Harry Grant are better players, but I think Pappy is the key to the Storm. I think the fourth best player can be, in this day and age, you need to have a really good number 4, number 5 that just has either, career best years or really important roles as they go in. Because people forget, man, before Pappy got injured, he was the Clive Churchill meta when they beat Penrith.
He is that the best spine in the game? Easy.
Penrith go right.
I just think Harry Grant's better than Kenny.
By a fair bit. Yeah,
no, not much. Okay. But then you got Jerome Hughes and Munster and Pappy.
All right, so let's compare the 4. Let's have some fun with this.
And Newcastle's. We'll go Penrith, Melbourne, and then the Knights spine. Who's better?
No, don't. All right, let's go.
Just joking, Newcastle. Go on.
All right. Dylan Edwards significantly better than Ryan Papenhuyzen?
No way.
No way. No. But injuries have crippled.
Yeah, it's the only thing. It's crippled. Pappy would be nearly fullback if fucking.
So let's give it. Let's say.
Sorry, Pappy was nearly pushing Teddy out. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. So when you consider everything, right, and you've got to consider injury.
Are we talking people at their peak now? Yeah, your peak or right now?
Right now. You're going on right now. So let's not give anyone a perfect 10. Would you say Dylan Edwards is close to an 8 out of 10 as a fullback?
Yeah.
I would say Pappy is probably a 7, 7.5.
Yeah, I'd say Dylan Edwards at 8.5 and Pappy's 8.
Okay.
Something like that. They're that good.
All right, Cam Munster is an 8, 8.5,
Yeah.
5'8".
Yeah.
Jerome's an 8.
Yep.
So then that evens each other out.
Then
Nate's
Cleary,
close to a 9.
He's a 9. And what's the name's an 8.
8.5.
Yeah.
Jerome's an 8.5.
Then the hookers. It's fucking even, mate. Harry Grant's a better hooker than Kenny.
Yes.
Kenny tackles well, but like Harry Grant's the best 9 in the world.
100%.
Yeah.
Harry's having a down year to his standards.
Munster's nowhere near that either. Like,
Correct.
He's
Correct.
been injured all year.
Correct.
So that is very even.
It is very even.
It is
Close.
like, and they're two of the best teams.
Yeah. I would say
It's a 0.5 to someone.
Melbourne have the better spine, but Penrith have the better team.
Oh, fucking easily.
Yeah. So that's
Jesus Christ.
That's why all those players get an extra half a point, half a point, half a point.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Yeah.
That's why they're in the game every week.
That's why these two
Fans?
teams are going to be in the grand final.
Yeah.
You have to put it. Oh yeah, and also this is. You remember last week when we were talking about the fitness challenge?
Yeah.
He's my guy. If I was going to pick a guy
Dylan?
to take on Dylan Edwards, I think I'm going to put Pappy in a challenge.
Pappy would go at him.
Yeah. Because I've been so impressed by, like, from the very first game he come back, even when he got injured straight away, his fitness levels are fucking unbelievable.
Doesn't miss a beat.
He looks his
He'd have been a gun AFL soccer.
gun AFL.
Just doesn't stop.
He would have been a gun AFL midfielder,
Yeah.
and he loves all sports. I know he loves down there. He supports it, but he would have been a gun AFL player. So would Dylan Edwards. Just got to learn how to like if you got the skills part of it, the fitness levels were AFL type skill levels. Eels were a Dijon Arcee pass straight from the deck to Ryan Madison down that short side. If he hits Maddo on that short side straight away, they go up 10-0 and potentially go 12-0, but then Melbourne take it the length. There was a crazy stat where Parramatta had like 46 play the balls inside the 20 to Melbourne Storms 2.
Yeah. That's just heartbreaking, eh? And I know players don't know that when they're actually playing. Like, oh my God, we've had 30 tackles in their 20. Blah, 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 blah.
You feel it without knowing.
You know you've had a lot of ball in some good field position. You come away with nothing. So it's very disheartening when a team like Melbourne just deflect, and then just fucking hit you for 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like, what are we fucking doing wrong?
Do you know what I mean? It's not what are we doing wrong, but what can we do right? Like, are we ever going to do anything right, or is this a waste of time?
There'd be a mixed bag of emotions, right?
In saying that, they did keep on fighting.
They fucking were in it. They were in it.
Yeah.
But Melbourne are never out of it. Never out of it. You just don't doubt that team. They're going to make the grand final. Far out. Possibly.
Sorry, that was the point. I remember I had a point on this. Talk about little things, 1%ers, systems, all that make it. One of the most impressive parts of Melbourne is I was watching Munster when he came in, and his first couple of when he gets into how are you going to approach the game? You're going to get in the game. Everyone wants to get an early carry. Defensively, their defensive structures and a small thing like marker defense, which we were talking about before with the Tigers, they've got a set. There are a couple of rules that are different. Whatever the way your team perceived to be the marker rule is how a team should do it, and as long as you're all buying. Melbourne is simple. If the play the ball is on the shorter side of the post, you always go open. And that means
That's
that sometimes
most good defensive systems.
Yeah, mate. If Cam Munster is at the left post as a left 5'8", and he's at first marker, he not only moves and makes his first step, he'll go in and get legs and do the little things. And when your best players do that, Jerome does it on the other side for him as well.
Yep.
It creates good habits from your leaders and your best players, and therefore filters on down to the rest of the team.
You're right. Because when you see in your little halfback, some of them they'll try and get into second marker or first marker and they go short side. Fucks a lot of things up, mate.
Yeah.
So when you're sitting there in that perfect position like Munster sitting there, he's going to go open because they're the rules.
Yeah.
They're the rules. And when you're a middle and you're coming up hitting that bloke and you see Munster come in cleaning ribs and shit like that and then fuck it off back, or he could get caught if he dominates that tackle.
He has to
if
stay
he
in
gets
the
caught
cycle.
at marker, he's going open again.
Yeah. They stay
You know
in
what I
the
mean?
washing machine.
Yes. Cleary does it.
Yep.
Luai does it.
Yep.
All the greats do it. All the good defensive systems do it. They always see their halves and people and players love it.
Yeah. You love it as a middle.
You love it as a middle and you just see them, they come in, they collect ribs and they come in, they have a bit of a laugh and they fuck off.
You don't even get to say anything.
You love it.
Because you're that fatigued and you go, Yes,
but you just love it.
You love it. Love it.
You know what I mean? He loves just seeing, like, even when we're playing, you know, like you see Joey used to do that, JT used to do that, because they know how hard the middles work. They come in there, they clean legs up, make it easier for us, bang, bang, we dominate the tackle, they get the fuck. Then we're like, get out, we got this.
They appreciate how hard the middles work.
Fucking oath.
All right, the Bulldogs.
It just sucks that you just kick it out.
Yeah.
Kick it out. Fucking kick it out, Shifty. I reckon he's heard that a billion times.
And I reckon he heard that a number of times when the Bulldogs were winning 41-16 against the Broncos. This is a prime example. This is why I was pissed off at myself. Why at this time of the year you should be picking teams on consistency over talent.
I fucking get it why you did, bro, right? I get it. You know, I was watching this from when I got picked up at the Gold Coast. I was out, I watched it from whatever I was, out to Chinchilla, and with the big Dell in the back.
Nice. Oh yeah, nice.
Oh fuck! It was a lovely trip. What a lovely trip.
So you must have been watching it, but Big Dell's is...
I was in the front and he was in the back, so I was watching like that. So we can see that, Dell? Did you see that? Did you see that, Troy?
Jarrell Skelton goes right, doesn't he, Dell?
Skelton, yeah. What an effort. But how they played, right? They just they blindsided Brisbane with that attack.
Ambushed.
Just side to side. No pressure, no block for block. Thank God. You don't have to have 3 blocks to get to the other side of the field,
You don't have to, do you?
You go zim, fucking bang, straight. You know what I mean? Like straight to the centres, let them play. Kicks get the ball early, ball block shape, whatever. You're going to skin them, mate.
Yeah.
Tony Staggs and Mariner, absolute pants pulled down.
Yeah,
they were not on.
Day.
Bad reads, mate. Bad reads.
Yeah, Tony had a really bad defense.
Fucking hell. He scored that magnificent try. That's why, that's why he blinds everyone with his absolute talent. But like defensive reads, that left edge for ours and their right edge was fucking all over the shop. Mariner all over the shop.
I think Katoni didn't have faith in them because they were targeting Reynolds.
No, they didn't. No, 100% they didn't, because Reynolds was coming up. He wasn't in the front line. He'd either rush up quick or fall back. Like they were getting at him easy, and it fucked up Katoni.
Yeah.
Because he's only doing what the 3-man is. Like when you say people at home, Katoni's the centre, 3-man would be Reynolds, or the other side.
It was Reynolds.
That's Reynolds, yeah. But the other side's going to be Ezra Mam.
Yeah.
2 weak defenders. Very weak defenders, right? Bad reads. Good defenders. Ezra Mam's a good defender. You run at him.
Yes.
You throw numbers at him, and diversion, fucking...
And Reynolds, Reynolds the opposite. He's not a guy that's going to lift you, but he normally IQs you out of coming towards him.
And so they were on different pages.
Yeah,
they just did not. Have we ever attacked like that this year? Never. We've never attacked like that. It's just been a lot. You know, I think Ciro's taken more control of the attack because he's mainly just all defense.
Do you think they've earned the right to play that footy? Do you reckon Ciro's given them all right, boys,
because we work so hard and they're so fit.
And
these
you can
young
defend
guys.
your errors.
Yep,
you've now got a license. You've earned.
Yes. You know, so like before that, they just had little structures where it was just like you'd channel a bit there and open it up for Birdo to kick, and it'd be more 1 out. There was 1 or 2 1 outs, it'd be a wing it and then bang, have a shift straight away. Get the middles moving. So the middles were just coming up. There's nothing worse for being a middle. You run it up 10, back 10, whatever, back 20. You're doing about a fucking 180 metre sprint in a set of 6 without any contact.
Yeah.
It's fucking disheartening for one.
Yeah.
So you got Carrigan running around, Payne Haas running around, Jensen running around, Walters running around, Jordan Ricky, all your 4 men just coming up and sprinting around because we're going zing, 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 straight to the edge, and then another one jamming, then another shot. And then obviously it coincided with line breaks and mini line breaks, and then the back another 30 or 40 metres, and then a fucking kick.
Yeah. It was super stressful for the Broncos defensive line, wasn't it? Because they were moving the ball, but they weren't doing they were doing a high percentage plays and still moving the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were boom, boom, and then it was a little block play or hit the front guy. It was just, and then players were just running hard.
And they come up with some pretty crazy plays in the end because
with Carras come over with the kick, and you make your own luck, mate.
Correct.
Why does the Mariner sit back when he tries to make the early play? But just like if he falls back and tries to actually guide the ball in,
catch the ball,
or
properly.
wait to Carras to catch it and you tackle him.
Yeah,
like you made Carras make that play.
Oh yeah, no, they were selling Cobbo on that side. Selwyn went for the intercept rather because it was going to be.
Are you sure? I thought it was Mariner.
No, Mariner's on the right with Katoni and Jesse. No, Jesse Arthurs was on the right. You're right.
Yes.
Sorry.
Mariner's 4. He was the left centre.
Cobbo and Mariner were on the left. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah. He's he just come up and just like ran out. And then he just grabbed the ball.
Yeah.
Like little plays like that, and then a nice little pass. The ball handling was exceptional. It was a great day for rugby league.
Yeah.
It was dry. It was fast.
So good to watch a game at Suncorp in the afternoon, like, 2 games in a row.
Because we weren't used. As I said, like if you do video on the Bulldogs, they've never played like that all year. They've just kept that in. They've just kept that in the fucking back pocket for something like this.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
So fuck whoever's like. You know, they can play both ways. You know, what do you do when if you got Max King out and you got Critter out, and you got your big dogs out? Like we've got a small pack. I can run them around, but they're fit as hell and they go hard. They work hard for each other. So like if they can play to, you know, if you're going to play in the rain or something, like, you're not going to play this flamboyant play. But if you play a fucking semi-final on a Sunday, dry as hell, you're going to cop that. You're going to cop that work.
Yep.
And then they defended their asses off.
You've got to have a bit of variety in big games.
The thing is, I'm scared of. I was like, what the fuck? Brisbane's going to make an adjustment, an on-field adjustment. Fucking nothing.
Couldn't. They had no answers. They got ambushed.
Yeah. But like when you see, like just say your line speed would have changed, right? Like if you haven't got like 2 blokes right in front, you say A, B, C, and you just see like a fucking first receiver, second receiver.
Wider spaces?
Just wider spaces, yeah. They didn't have, they had like three middles in like 10 metres. Yeah. One pass just went straight past them. Yeah. So you're going to get caught on an edge, mate. You've got to make adjustments on the field. So what do you see in front of you? Unless you see like a first receiver, second receiver, and then out the back, you know what I mean? Like you got to spread out. They just didn't do it, and I thought they were going to do it in the second half, and they just fucking didn't.
Yeah, and no one in the forward pack for the Bulldogs is going to worry you in terms of running over you as well. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. If you've got Payne Haas and Carrigan and all these other good middles, if you've got fucking Kurt Morin and Sam Hughes in front of you, mate, you should be able to go, I'll handle these guys,
I can take
mate.
A step.
Yeah, like not when you see
respectfully to those guys.
No, fucking oath. But like, you know, if you're at the top of your game like Carrigan and Payne Haas, you're a top 10 forward in the world. You got to make adjustments, mate. And that's the coaching thing. They're seeing that. You got to make bigger spaces.
Yep.
Tighten Arcas A and B maybe, and everyone else has got to spread.
Yep. This one's from Bada Bing. Hey boys, watch the Dogs versus Broncos game, and the Bulldogs. What an establishment! And the Bulldogs look so much fitter than the Broncos. Can Willie give us an insight on what they did in the preseason and who trained them?
They worked hard. They did. They worked hard. They worked harder than last year. Everyone bought in the culture that they've set. The players have said it, and the coaches have said it. Travis Tuma, you know, Ruben's there. Like they've got a great S&C, great little gang, you know, and they just worked hard, man.
Tuma comes from that Rooster system,
Travis was the fucking
18, 19, was he part of their game?
Yeah, but he was there from 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Roosters 20, all the way through that time?
All the way.
Wow.
So
did he spend time at the Rabbitohs as well? No.
And then he went to the Rabbits in 2022.
So then they had success that year as well? Yeah, so he's got a good resume.
So he's one of the best S&Cs in the game.
Yeah, well.
He understands it, but everyone bought in. And, you know, they trained harder than they did last year. Way harder. Way harder. The Army camps were harder. Yeah, they just worked hard. And their training sessions are still brutal. They don't let up at all.
If the Broncos fail to make the 8 this year, does Kevy get is there any pressure?
Is Kevy on the fucking chopper board again?
Well, BA made the grand final of Parramatta in 2022. I'm not like
all the times that he was, and then he like had that cracker year last year.
And then everything goes away.
They just went, he's thinking, he's probably sitting there and going, we're not going to make the 8. I mean, they'll give him another year.
Yeah, so do you reckon he's halfway through next year, the same as what BA got?
100%.
Yeah.
Not as much as BA, because he's not what Kevy is to the Broncos.
True.
You know, like he's won 4 premierships up there.
Yeah, and also like he is beloved.
They love him, and you cannot blame Kevy Walters for this shit show. Just people players are out of form, and people rise up to play the Broncos every game.
That's true.
They should know that, regardless. Even when why do you think people love getting them when they were bottom 4 for a couple of years? People love to see the Broncos lose.
Kicking them while they're down.
I love the Broncos. I think they're a great establishment and they're great for rugby league. But I get it. When you're successful like that,
people come after you.
They come after you.
Even if they didn't win the comp, there's still people want to get them.
Yep. You know, you still lost last year. They'll still start hammering you. But but Kevy deserves fucking another easily a couple of years. 3 years.
Couple of years.
Yeah, fuck.
What if they don't start well next year with this roster?
Yeah, be awful. He's done. No. I don't want to start those narratives. We're not 360.
Okay, mate. All right, let's get to game 4. Cowboys 30 defeat the Sharks 22. Fuck, the physicality of this game was the highlight.
Brutal.
Jeremiah Nanai is known for his
He was up there.
attacking
He nearly got my
ability.
dog of the week.
Mate, his attitude defensively,
Do you reckon it started because of Origin 2?
Origin 2. Yep.
I knew you were
And
on
he's
that
and he's always like he's always been a good defender, but
He's hitting.
sorry, no, he's not. No, that's not the right, because he does have his lapses mentally. He's still 21 years old, by the way.
People forget that.
He's trying to hurt people.
Yeah, he's got intent. He's got intent behind his hits now.
He's got intent running the ball and defending, which he was just trying to make a whole heap of tackles before, in my opinion.
Yeah, because it's such thing as like fucking being fit as hell. He's
Correct.
right for.
Yeah.
He's got to do a lot of work.
80-minute player every
Yeah,
week.
and now his middles are working hard.
Yeah.
He's got Taumalolo back to some good form.
Jace is in
He's
good nick,
got
mate.
He's got Griffith Neem coming off the bench, who is a fucking beast.
Dog.
You got Ruben Cotter. But the most impressive thing with this, no Ruben Cotter, no Taumalolo.
Yep.
Done in the first 20 minutes.
Yep.
And they're two of your best forwards, and you still manage to do it, which makes it even a bigger win.
I reckon that Cotter tackle was the most sickening play that I've seen in a long time.
there.
That made me feel ill.
I'm like, get off, please.
Yeah.
Don't you dare come back on.
Minimum of 2 weeks.
Yeah,
He has to stay
please.
off for the safety of
That's like
of
getting
Ruben
hit
Cotter.
with a straight right from Mike Tyson and just going, what has happened?
You know what I thought it was? You know what it reminded me of? Like a fucking UFC kick to the face.
Yeah, and just like your whole body goes numb.
He just went
limp.
boom.
Yeah.
I felt, mate, like I love the physicality that our game provides, but that's one of those ones where I'm
cliche.
like, player safety has to be.
Who was it with? And he just walked it off. Was it Ramian?
Nah, Kale Iro.
You know, one of them was Ramian. It was Ramian.
Was it?
Things he just walked off.
Yeah, he
He's well at. What hit me? Fuck.
Yeah, might
the
have
dog
been.
of all dogs.
Yeah, he's a dog. Raymond's a dog, and Ruben's a dog.
Ruben's a dog.
Yeah, and when you get 2 dogs colliding,
Oh. Lukey Stowe, could you find out who the head clash was with? I'm pretty sure it was Raymond, because I remember watching it going, oh, God.
yeah, that was hard
Jeez.
to watch. That was hard to watch as a fan of not only this game, but like I love Ruben.
Yeah,
as
he's
a
got
player.
a family and stuff like that, man. Like, just please take the time off. I know you need to fucking win games.
Yeah.
Nah, man, your health,
Yep.
your mental health, your
sure.
brain health outweighs.
How he eventually
that
even
fucking
just got
game.
up, and it
He
was
got
like,
up and walked off.
he's a fucking animal.
God, I thought he was gonna get
I would.
stretcher.
I'd love to play with Ruben Cotter. But yeah,
dog.
they're going after it. Mace is right. Jesse Ramian.
Because I watched it fucking 10 times.
Yeah. Did ya? I can't watch it more than once.
I mean,
that.
it got repeated a heap of times. I was
Yeah.
like, then I was showing Wendell in the back.
Yeah. Well, I thought you'd be showing him
asleep.
dogs highlights.
Oh, and then I was showing him my highlights and showing my highlights and fucking, you know. No,
Hey, Ruben, wake up. You see this?
Rubes, do you see that?
I mean, sorry, Wendell, wake up.
Oh, I'm on my YouTube highlights.
Yeah, the cows.
Are they coming? They've somehow scraped into this. They're on 26 points, bro.
Got to buy.
They've got to buy. They'll win 2 more games.
They play 3 or 4 games at home.
They've got us again
at
down
home.
here.
Okay. Yep.
The last round.
They've got a very good run home with regards to travel. They did all their travel at the start of the year, and Todd Payton was saying we're going to get some players healthy and recovered back at home. So Cowboys,
That's big, man. That's big.
I reckon I'm looking at the ladder
They could
now.
slip. They're the one that could. They're the one team that could slip into that top 4 spot because their run's not that hard.
I think the top 4 will be decided by the Sharks, Bulldogs, and Cowboys. Manly's done. Dolphins are done. Raiders, Dragons. No, none of them are going to
Manly's
get there.
done.
Manly done. I've seen it. We'll get to Manly next, but I was very underwhelmed by that game. Even though it was entertaining, I was very underwhelmed by both teams. The Sharks, I was actually impressed by the Sharks.
I'm not.
They're on a slide.
Not with those 2 guys out, and you still couldn't run straight through their forwards or fatigue them or something.
Yeah, good point.
I don't know.
Good point.
Once those guys went off, I was watching. Go, game over. Sharks got this, and it ain't like you lost a rookie or 17, a benchy. You lost 2 of your best players in the middle.
Yeah.
The amount of work that those guys get through, and their leadership skills, They're fucking captains of your club and
that's
arguably the best players.
I was just thinking, mate, for them, no Will Kennedy and Nico Hines, though.
Mean Green fucking Griffith Neem is the man.
Yeah,
I love him. He does not care.
He's my guy. I've been on Griffin for a while.
But
eh?
like, I've been watching him the last couple of years, and I've been going, oh shit! Now he's looking at himself, going, I'm a big, fucking strong, athletic animal.
You know when I reckon
He's coming off the back fence. He doesn't. This is where I look at him. He don't care who's in front of him. He doesn't care. He's running through you. Good luck stopping him.
You know when I reckon he arrived? Pacific Championship.
When he ran through, when Nico turned his fucking hips in.
I think just been around James Fisher-Harris in that camp.
He scored that try.
Yeah. I reckon like those two young guys, I think Leo Thompson, he's had an up and down season, same as the Newcastle Knights.
I thought he would be out.
But those two guys, I reckon they learned a shitload from being around Fish and
Leota.
And Leota.
Yeah, but he's a starter. He's a starter in most clubs.
He would be, yeah. They're
but
just
I think he just needs a couple more, a couple more years.
And I think
maybe another year.
I think Todd Payton, just like a lot of coaches now, you've got to have. It's important to have.
You need that.
That second phase. The bench.
They don't lose anything when he comes on.
Yeah.
They fucking need gain star.
Yep.
He comes on, he plays big minutes, quality minutes.
And he can play 65
fucking runs
straight.
hard, mate.
Yep.
I just watch him when you're coming off kickoffs, and then I watch some people. They sort of I can see a little handbrake on some forwards. I'm not going to say names, but he don't fucking care, mate.
No.
And the first couple of years, it was sort of like But now he's looked in the mirror and gone, I'm 6 foot 410 kilos.
Dog.
Who's going to fuck with me? Yeah. When you have that mentality, like Willison and that, they're starting to get it.
Yep.
They're going to destroy the game because no one can fuck with them. I remember talking to Willison over in fucking Vegas. I said, bro, what the fuck are you like? This game is for the taking for a big athletic man.
Yeah.
I said, what are you scared of? There's no one like an Adrian Morley or Webke and Petro and fucking Gordon Tallis trying to take your fucking head off all game. And if they don't, you're going to get in a fight, shoulder charges, all that sort of shit. There's no fear factor if you're that big. That's why Tino and Payne Haas, no one's going to stop those guys.
Yeah.
No
they just
one.
need to get fit, right?
You just got to get fit.
Fitness levels.
Exactly. And just be like at it all the time, get 65 minutes in the middle. And if you're that big and strong and you're getting the ball, you're bound to break the line, offload, all that kind of stuff. Right? But you've got to do the time off the bench and get your minutes up and everything like that. But there's nothing stopping you from dominating this game, I said. In a couple of years, you'll be a starter and you'll fucking destroy everything.
We'll see the best of Willison next year.
Yeah, and all these big guys who understand, and I said, the fitness is the main thing.
Yep.
Football IQ and everything like that as well. A little bit of a passing game, understand numbers and that. You'll play for Australia, New Zealand, whatever you want to do, Origin, the fucking world's at your feet.
Both of those guys in New Zealand, leave them alone, right? So they're Kiwis.
Said New Zealand. I said
Australia
New Zealand. I said New Zealand at the end. I said, you can play New South Wales, Origin, country, New Zealand.
All right, the Roosters 34 defeat the Eagles 30. Highly entertaining game.
Yes.
But again, I'm very underwhelmed by both teams.
It was game over.
So I really feel like after leaving that game, and maybe
Did you call that game? Did you call the game?
No. Okay. As in, like, I was just watching the game. I went to bed. I was like,
literally leaving the game.
Panthers are clearly number one. This is before I even seen what they did to the Dragons the next day. Storm are number two, and I think there's distant third.
Yeah.
Like, Roosters looked fucking unbelievable to start that game, but how they, like, you could see the frustration and the relief across the board from the senior players as soon as that whistle. Like, Luke Keary was furious on himself. And then a few like Cheese and that are just like, what the fuck? How they let Manly into that game?
34-14 or something.
You know
like
what they miss? We talk about it all the time. You talk. What's your biggest pet peeve of Origin 1, which New South Wales couldn't do, but they improved game 2 and 3?
What was it?
Long kicking game.
Yeah,
they don't have a long kicking game. We said that last
week.
Yeah,
we said it last week.
Yeah.
Well, I think Gal said that last week. Gal said,
okay.
He goes, the thing holding the Roosters back to another team is their long kicking game.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Short kicking game, great.
Yep.
He goes, but that's when because they've relied so much on their back five to get them out of yardage, right? So you got Teddy, you got Dom Young, Suali'i, Joey Manu, and who else?
Joey Manu, Joseph Suaalii, Daniel Tupou, Dom Young.
Tupou.
Yep.
So you rely on those guys. You just say they kick back. You at least get back to the 30 or 40. Jam another couple in them. Get over.
I know where you're going with this.
Get over get at least over the halfway. So you're not really you don't need a fucking a gun like Moses.
Yep.
You just need to have a great, accurate kicking game.
Yep.
Little mid-range, all that kind of stuff, which Keary and Walker are the fucking best. But when you are under the pump,
short kicking,
under the pump, like Melbourne will put you and Panthers.
Yep.
What are you going to do then when you made 20 metres and you're kicking out of your 30 or 40?
Yeah.
They're catching it on the fucking 40.
Yeah.
loss, and then they'll just keep jamming
Makes
it down
sense.
your throat.
It does
right?
make
So,
sense.
like, that's what they really need to get. And I'm not sure what the fucking answer is.
Well, it's not on their roster.
It's not. You can't. And they just need it. That they need to maintain, put so much onus on their back five to get them out. Right? It's hard. But that's why they got the best back five in the game.
Is there a way of getting Joseph Suaalii some kick in? Like he's got a monster boot, Joey.
You'd have to. I reckon just say in certain situations in a game.
Only 1 or 2 kicks a game.
Yeah,
maybe one and a half.
It's not much.
When you fucking haven't gone anywhere, communicate early. All right, we're not getting off the front foot here.
And that's
Joseph,
where
come and pump one long.
Yes, and that's where you got to go. You got to organise it quickly, right? Joey needs to get in position
By third, fourth tackle.
Yeah, and get a quick play of the ball and then boot the shit out of it. So that's the only way. So Suaalii has got a massive boot.
Yep.
But they need to start practicing that because what's going to happen in a preliminary is that they're going to get done like that.
Yeah, they are.
And they're going to get strangled because of Melbourne's defensive system and because of Penrith. And they'll know.
Yeah.
They will know. They will do that to you on purpose. And they'll try, they'll fucking take their licks.
Yeah.
And they'll fucking do that just to get you jammed in and you make 22 metres, you're on your 30-metre line. How are you going to get out?
They'll be happy to play 20 to 20 footy.
And that's where Dylan Edwards catches it. Next one, he's on halfway in one.
Yeah.
Fuck. You know what I mean?
There you go. That makes sense.
So how do you get out of your half? Unless because just because of Penrith and Storm's defence, you're fucked. And they'll do that to you. They're willing to do that for what? 80 minutes?
Yeah, they will.
And you'll
90
break.
minutes if
You'll
required.
break.
90 minutes if required.
Need to figure that shit out.
Manly, same. Like very underwhelmed. They showed a lot of fight. They lost 2 outside backs, but they're distance away from where the Roosters
they're not
are.
top 4.
Like they were 1 point away on the ladder from from Roosters. But in terms of like if they get to finals, they're not close.
Depends who they're going to play. They could beat everyone on their day apart from Penrith and Melbourne.
I agree. They can
get someone.
Sorry, they've beat Melbourne and Penrith this year, so they're one of those teams they could beat. Like, just say they somehow manage to sneak into the top 4, and they're capable of jagging a really weird game, but then losing to the Raiders if they finish 5th. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they finish 5th and lose to the Raiders the first week of finals.
And most other clubs would be like, fuck, we could beat most teams except for Penrith and Melbourne.
Yeah.
Everyone's thinking like it's pretty even here. If we can get the top 8 and we can back each other in that first round of the semi-finals to see what happens, but then we get in that second one, who's it going to be?
It's I don't know. I feel like the first try. Do you see the first try when Teddy breaks over on the right, puts over?
That's easy, man.
But with Turbo, it was nowhere to be seen on that.
When Sam Walker just pumped 4 people off and then passed it to Teddy to score.
Yeah.
See that one? That was bad defense. Some of their defensive lapses were fucking
awful.
Very bad. Yeah. Like straight through dummy and then just slice through.
They're another team like
they played outstanding.
They're similar to the Cowboys that were struggling to find themselves where they just think they can outscore everyone, Manly.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
And they don't have as much of an emphasis on defense.
Yeah. And I thought,
they're not in sync as a defensive line.
And I was just thinking because the Roosters are such a defensive fucking machine, right? They would never let Manly back into that. They fucking need one.
Well, you know what? It's the shortcut plays, the intercepts. That's how they got back into the game.
3 intercepts in the second half.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. 2 in 2 minutes. I mean, so I'm not really going to hammer the Roosters at all. Because
that's sloppy from the Roosters.
Sloppy. It is sloppy where you'd probably need a kick in the arse sometimes.
Yeah.
Kiri's like, fuck, it's my fault. Yeah, well, just deal with it. Okay. Just don't do it again, please. Yeah. The middles are going, please don't do that, Kez, because we want to fucking end this, right? It was the foot was on the throat. We should end it. Bang, 2 intercepts. Now gives them fucking hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm not worried about the Roosters with that. They look pretty sharp, man.
I'll tell you who I am worried about, the Panthers, because they won 46-10 and they're going to go 4 in a row. The evolution and the most dangerous part of Nathan's game for me was just before the Lindsay Smith try. So he puts in a nice little kick for Lindsay. But
Lindsay Smith, he's been getting some tries.
He's nice. He's nice. He does this nice, beautiful drop, hold.
It's fucking great.
Set, go again tempo, no look out the back to Taruva, where Taruva somehow didn't score. Taruva's, I don't know, at the back of that shape. He had a 2-on-1, he didn't pass, and then he sort of stumbled and fell over, but it doesn't matter. Nafe's good enough to put a nice little deft kick in, which is his bread and butter. But even just that little bit of flamboyance and
you know what that does, right? It's like, just say if you're a quarterback and you want to give it to the running back and you see everybody fucking screaming in this way, you just dummy it off and go for a pass, right? Yeah. So when he's doing that, he's looking at the defense. Okay. If this guy's coming in on this guy, if he comes in, he's dummying it and goes about the back.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So if he stays square, he'll be a quick dummy and go. Like
so that's why the pause is there for?
Yeah, that's what the pause is there for. He's not doing it just to look cool. He's looking at it like that, looking at if you're going to come in that way or you're going to slide out.
He's getting a read.
Getting a read on you. It's great. It's a great play. Got a good Brent read on you. Bruce.
Yeah. Yeah, he's playing with a different level of confidence.
I didn't expect this till fucking semi-finals.
Yeah.
He's 2 weeks back from fucking being out for 8
And you know what? And he's doing all the heavy lifting now. Why? Yowie was fucking good again. The dangerous part is
Leota was good.
The dangerous part of the Panthers right now is the series that Luai had as a 6 and the playmaker. So I reckon in the last couple of years, guys have filled in. You know, whenever anyone's filled in, it's been Cogger, it's been Sean O'Sullivan. Everyone's been given the fillings praise.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the system? The 7 plays so good. Everyone gave Jerome the praise and the praise that he deserved during that period because at times they actually played him 7 and he actually controlled the team. And then he's just got that monkey off the back of being the dude at Origin as well now. So now Jerome's playing with a different level of confidence. Like,
he looks sharper.
He's still the Robin to clear his Batman, but he's playing with like he's going to be even more carefree. Last year, last dance, big contract at Tigers, the man at Origin.
Yeah.
They're
Life
going to win.
Could not be any better for him at the moment, football wise.
So good, so happy for him.
You just dream of having seasons like this. The icing on the top is the grand final, but if they can go out there with 4 in a row.
So good. The Dragons, they're a win-loss team all year. When they drop games, they drop them big for whatever reason it is. Sloan was dropped before the game. He played New South Wales Cup.
Weird.
Remember last time they played was before the bye and they beat the Broncos.
Was it in-house?
Yeah, it's
been, he must have missed. Yeah, you don't get dropped the Reggies like that, and he's been playing some good football. So it's obviously a discipline thing. I don't think he hasn't been playing bad, has he?
Still got targeted a few times by the Broncos on the line. They're defensively.
If that's the only like little hiccup in his game, man, he's got to fucking really focus on that, man. All preseason.
Flano has these little stabs at him in presses all the time about him improving in it, but yeah, still something he needs to work on. There was a slow start for the Titans, but they defeat. And by the way, it's been reported that Val is
getting shopped around.
I got the one that's obvious is the Dragons with his relationship with Flano, but he strikes me as he just looks like a rooster. He's a rooster all over.
Right side centre.
Yeah.
Who needs a right side centre?
And Chad's going there too.
Is he off contract?
No, he's got 1 year left, but he's on huge money.
So they'll pay him 70% of his contract?
I would say if you want to
get... the Roosters will probably pay him 100%.
I would say if you want to get Val, you've got to pay him 100%. Because it's not like he's
yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, say if a deal struck with the Roosters and the Roosters go, we'll give you fucking shitloads and you get whatever
70, but you still get 100.
Yeah, they don't care. But they don't care what North Queensland give him.
Yeah.
The negotiations is going to be between him and the Roosters.
Yeah.
What are you paying me? And then a totally different discussion with the Cowboys.
This is purely a salary cap thing too, though. So I can see a world in which the Cowboys normally would go, we want so-and-so percentage. Like, no, the only reason you're getting a player of his caliber is because we can't afford to keep him on the salary cap and they're trying to sign all these younger guys.
Who are they trying to get?
Well, they just re-signed Nanai, Townsend, not Townsend, sorry, our man, Tommy Dearden, Reece Robson and Cotter in the last 12 months. They all got big extensions. So I think they want to re-sign.
How old's Val?
Val would be
28, 30.
I'd say he'd be around the 30 mark.
He's not young then, is he?
He just seems like a rooster. He's got and he's really good. Got a really good relationship with Chad Townsend, who just signed there as well.
Yeah,
I reckon that makes a lot of sense.
Reserve grade,
but still familiar. Good. If you're good mates with someone, you're going to be a part of the squad.
29. Just turned 29.
There you go. All right, the Titans 21 defeat the Dolphins 14 after a slow start, and in particular by Big Dave Fafita. The Titans powered through the Dolphins for a little mini return serve from last year. Remember that? We talked about it.
Yes, it was, yeah.
A bit of revenge
Yep.
for them. They were losing 14-0. Not as big of a comeback as last year, but 14-0 at Suncorp. They go and return serve 21-14. There's so much attacking flair in this Titans team with the OG Fozzie through the middle. But fuck, they got some powerful runners. Mo Fodawaker, he was close to my dog of the week.
I thought they were going to get flogged. They looked on. The Dolphins looked on.
When Bromwich rolled through?
Yeah. I was just like, nah, they're off. They're off. Dolphins are going to get this. And then they got something there, the Titans.
Yeah, there is.
You throw fucking Big Tino in there.
They're in my top 8 next year. I'm declaring them now.
They're really building to something, aren't they? They get their defensive system in place, what Des is really good at, and he's good in attack. He'll add some more pieces next year. Randall's fucking going really good. I think he's been a real fucking key play for him.
He's been a good find for him. Jaden Campbell at 6, mate.
They've had no continuity all year.
Yeah.
Like with the fullback being out, with Tino missing out. David Fafita missing the start of the year. Now they've got their shit together, man. They're all right.
Yeah.
If they can finish it on 28 points or
so here
they're all right. They're on 22, right?
I'll give you the back. So this is where the Dolphins and Dragons and Raiders are. So the Raiders are in 8th position. The Dolphins and Dragons, they're all on 24 points. The Knights are on 22. The Wars are on 21. And the Broncos and Titans play each other this week. The loser of that team is eliminated, in my opinion.
Yeah, fuck.
And the winner of that game can still make their glimpse of a hope, because the Wars don't excite me, the Knights don't excite me, the Dragons, Dolphins and Raiders all don't excite me in front.
Has the Broncos had 3 byes?
No, they've still got a bye. The Titans have had all their byes. I think the Broncos, the Wars still have a bye. Yeah.
Yeah, God. Yeah, fucking hell. What a great effort from the Titans, but I thought they were going to come last.
Yeah.
At the start of the year, their first couple of games, mate, I've never seen.
They didn't win till round 9.
Fucking really bad. Yeah, exactly. Imagine if they had a jag. This is one of those years, if we had won those 2 or 3 games, we would have been on 30.
Yeah. They're looking good for next year, though. Get Tino back.
and whoever he gets.
Yeah.
You don't know who Des has got in his little back pocket there.
Probably can make a couple more moves, right? A couple more underrated moves that people don't think too much of, like your Kurt Manns, those plays that the Bulldogs made.
Josh Currans.
They made those plays at fucking September, October.
We had them now.
Yeah. The Dolphins, though, in my opinion, they let the hangover of last week. They should have beat the Penrith team, and therefore
disappointed.
Yeah, and they had a couple of calls the Herbie Farnworth obstruction call was pretty tough on them. I think they beat teams at the start of the year because they're fundamentally sound through Wayne, but still talent, they're still a little bit away, especially with all the players they're missing. But I think some teams can go to another level at this back end of the year, and the Titans, they're finding their identity. Yeah. So there was a mixture of both. It's like the Dolphins needed to win this game 14-16 to 8. And then obviously the Titans now are playing with much more confidence where they can let a lead slip and then come back and win 20-14.
Hamish Marshall King.
Yeah, heavily. Yep. Yeah, good shout.
His deceptiveness around the ruck, and that makes Max Plath get in the 9. You know what I mean? And you miss his sort of ball playing and his work around the ruck. You know what I mean? Like he's just, I don't know, just he's such a fucking key to that team.
He is, mate. He's very crafty.
Yeah.
He's very crafty. The Raiders 32 defeated the Rabbitohs, who were missing a number of players too, mate. This was a tough watch to end the Sunday ticket. Just before we seen Fletch host the Matty John show, which was a bit of a giggle after. 2 from 2 with Fogarty back on deck though.
They look good, man.
Is that right? 2 from 2? That doesn't seem right.
No, it's 2 for 2. Played last week.
They lost last week.
They didn't lose last week.
Did they? Come on, man. Come on. Be on your game. No, because they had the bye last week, so they did win.
Bro, they fucking won. Foggy's first game back, he won.
No, they lost to the Knights in between. Yeah. So they've won. Where are we?
They beat the Rabbits. And they beat Canberra last week.
Who Canberra beat? Canberra beat themselves.
Beat the Warriors. Canberra beat the Warriors.
There we go. Yes, there we go. Yeah. We got it. Yeah, they did. 2 from 2 from Fogarty. Anyway, that was the point of it. They're similar to the Titans. They've got an OG in the middle. They've got powerful forwards. They've got more OGs in the forward pack than what Titans have got. But they've got some exciting young players.
Playing good, but man, Joey Tarpano, like fuck, they're just running hard. Savage has sort of nearly arrived, doesn't he?
He's arrived.
He just looks like
Ricky gave him another big rap after the game about the perseverance that he showed with Savage. He'll play Origin next year. Fuck it. Early declaration again.
Try that Mariota scored. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that was soft.
That was a double cut. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Like what's happening there? Who's the hooker? Mamazoulis. Is it Mamazoulis?
Yeah, you know who he
He's
is.
fucking stood there and stared at Mariota.
Yeah.
And he just went boom, boom, past. I think it was Kaloa Matangi and George was there. It's like staring at him.
Tommy Burgess.
Yeah, Tommy. I was just like, but like, if you're the Mamazoulis kid, you need to fucking get Mariota there.
Get your body in front.
God, that's enough to make me fucking sick. Defensive reads like that.
It's all about, that's the opposite. It's like, that's just an effort play.
That is terrible, mate.
It's been a tough
I see people get hooked for less.
Yeah. They had no one because Cook was playing centre. So they couldn't.
Bad, man.
Because
That
AJ
was early in the game.
AJ goes off too, and it looks like he's torn his
Oh,
Achilles.
fucking hell.
So-
is that it for him?
For the
I mean, no,
season.
for the year, but like, is he contracted for next year?
Yes.
I need to see him fucking break that record.
Yeah. And it's not like he will get there.
Yeah, but
Wayne won't fuck around. Like if they continue their form,
it's not just for you and your record,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
You got to get back to where you are.
Correct.
I fucking shout out to AJ, man. I'm feeling for you, bro.
Yeah. So
Just having an injury anyway like that, but that fucking record,
Yeah.
if AJ don't get it, no one's getting it.
he'll get there. He'll get there.
I know, but like, fuck
get
it.
there.
He would have probably jagged five more before the end of the year, and he probably only needed 15 for next year, and he could have done it. And his tenure at South, Achilles, you lose that fucking metre of pace.
Yeah.
That's what he has.
Yeah.
Those little fan plays,
Short area
the
quickness.
fan plays where he's fucking quicker than everyone.
Yeah. He makes it up.
disappears.
He makes it up on that real, like he's underrated. how
Yeah,
quick
mate,
he
he's
is, though.
fucking that line that he runs there is beautiful. He's mastered that. Oh, good luck with your recovery, man.
You know what was
Fuck.
beautiful? This episode of Review for Levels Network.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see you for preview on Thursday.
See you guys.